Hi, I'm Eva Murphy from Electronic Engineering at IT Sligo, and this is my Leaving Cert Maths Grinds channel. I'll regularly add new videos for both higher and ordinary level maths, so make sure you subscribe below and click the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Right, let's have a look at this one. Root 10 over 5 root 2 plus 3 root 5. So you can see a little bit more difficult than the last one in that I have now got a number in front of the surd and a surd on the top. So getting slightly more difficult as I go through these few examples. Okay, but the theory is the same. To rationalize this, you rationalize, it's the denominator that dictates all. So you change the sign in the middle. Okay, so you're going to end up multiplying this by 5 root 2 minus 3 root 5. Okay, what I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. Okay, so that you are essentially just multiplying that equation that you were given by the number 1. Okay, anything over itself is 1. Okay, so what I have now is root 10 times 5 root 2 minus 3 root 5 over 5 root 2 plus 3 root 5 times 5 root 2 minus 3 root 5. Okay, and what I'm going to do, the top is okay, I'm just going to multiply root 10 by that one and by that one. And then on the bottom, just like I would any other one, I'm going to split the first bracket, and it's 5 root 2 by these two and 3 root 5 by these two. Okay, so that's going to give me, so root 10 by 5 root 2. So the whole number 5 stays as 5, and then I have root 10 by root 2. Okay, so I'm just going to write it out long for now, and then I'll come back and I'll simplify it. So then I'm going to get minus the whole number 3 root 5 root 10. Okay, and we'll figure out how we simplify those in a minute. And then on the bottom, I have 5 root 2 by 5 root 2. So what I'm going to do is 5 5s, just like I would any other one. So 25 root 2 by root 2. Okay, and then I have 5 root 2. And let me show you what I'm doing. I'm splitting the first one, so I'm getting 5 root 2 by everything in the second bracket. And then I'm going back for the 3 root 5 by everything in the second bracket. So that's what I'm doing here down the bottom. So I'm now at these two. So I have 5 3s are 15 root 2 by root 5. And then I have getting 3 5s to give me 15 root 5 root 2. And then I have plus 3 by minus 3 is minus 9 root 5 root 5. Okay, so what I'm going to use now is what we did a couple of classes ago where we were looking at the rules of surds. So make sure you're watching that. When you've got two surds numbers multiplied by each other, you literally just multiply the numbers under the square root sign. Okay, and we'll get the square root of a single number. So in other words, if I have root 4, root 2, I'll multiply them together and I'll get root 8. Okay, the other rule I'm going to use quite a lot is root A by root B is, well, sorry, that's the same one, but where the numbers are the same, I'm going to get root 25 to equal 5. Okay, so make sure you have seen that because that is what we're using in all of these examples. Okay, so how does that work? Well, I have 5. Now I have root 10 by root 2 is root 20. And then I have 3 root 5 by root 10 is root 50. Okay, now I have 25. I have root 2 by root 2, which is root 4. I have minus 15. I made an error, didn't I? Yeah, because these should cancel. Okay, sorry, that should have been a root 2. So the ones in the middle cancel, minus 15 root 2 by root 5 plus 15 by root 2 root 5. They cancel. And they have to cancel. That's the whole reason we do this process. We do it so that the surd terms in the middle cancel. Now I'll come back to these in a minute and I'll explain why they're not surd terms. Okay, I have minus 9 times root 5 by root 5 is root 25. So that's my bottom. Okay, so that is equal to 5 times, you need to simplify root 20. So on your calculator, go root 20 and it's 2 root 5. Okay, what is your calculator actually doing? Well, what it's actually doing is going, that's the same as the square root of 4 5s or 20. So that's 4 multiplied by 5, not 4.5. That point is another way of writing multiplied. Okay, minus 3 times, and this one would be root 25 by 2. Okay, but your calculator is going to do that anyway, but I just want to explain, I suppose, the rules behind it. And then on the bottom, I have 25. Now root 4, the square root of 4 is 2. And the square root of 25 is 5, okay? So when you get faster at surds and you start to understand them, you will know that root 5 by root 5 is going to be 5, okay? Because it's the square root of 25, which is 5. In the same way, root 2 by root 2 is going to be 2. Why? Because root 2 by root 2 is root 4, which is 2. And you will always find that root x multiplied by root x, where x is any number at all, as long as that number is the same, your final answer is going to be x. Okay, and you get faster at doing that when you get used to surds. Okay, in the same way here now, root 4 is 2. So that's why that top number, root 20, simplifies to 2 root 5. Okay, so if you put root 20 into your calculator is getting the square root of 4, which is that 2, and then you're left with root 5. Okay, in this one, root 25 is 5, root 2. So that's why if you put root 50 into your calculator, it would simplify down to 5 root 2. And on the bottom, I have 25 by 2, which is 50, minus 9 5s is 45. Okay, so then what you do to simplify is you go 5 by 2 is 10, root 5, minus 3 5s are 15, root 2, all over 5. Okay, so how do you simplify that? Well, when two parts are over a fraction, you can write them individually. So that's 10 root 5 over 5. And this one is minus 15 root 2 over 5. 10 over 5, 10 divided by 5 is 2 root 5. 15 over 5 is 3 root 2. So that is that question in its absolute simplest form. If you've enjoyed this video, then why not join us in IT Sligo and use maths in practice. In conjunction with industry, we've designed an exciting new program in electronics and self-driving technologies, which uses cutting-edge techniques such as artificial intelligence, computer vision, and virtual and augmented reality. You'll need a H5 in maths to qualify. Check out the link below.